Hey there everyone, how's it going? Randy here with Nerds Templar. This is the Super Smash Bros. Ultimate AI League. It is set 19, and it is the blue division. We have just a few sets left. It is getting down to the end of the wire. After 18, we've got Ganondorf 14-3. Steve is 13-4. Snake and Sora and Banjo, all 12-5. Snake beat them both, and Sora has beaten Banjo, so they're in that order for a reason. Cloud, 11-6, who did not yet beat the 11-6 Captain Falcon. In fact, that is going to be set 21, our last set. It's going to be a crazy matchup for that. It could even mean top 8, perhaps, for one of those and not one of those. 11 wins actually does get you into the playoffs right now. So there is that 7, those top 7 in already. Meta Knight 10-7, not in yet, but he's still doing fine. Roy as well, 10-7. Meta Knight beat him, giving him that number 8 spot in the staying 8. Roy then top of the moving middle there, number 9-9 for Inkling and Ness. And again, we're at the end, so most fighters have fought each other already. So Inkling beat Ness, Falco at 8-9 beat Pacman at 8-9, and they are the last 2 playoff spots at the moment. Playoffs. Palutena's 8-10. She's just out of it, but she's still all right. She actually just jumped up there to 8-10, just half a game out. 7-10 Lucas and Wario. Lucas beat him to get that 15th spot into the move in middle. Wario staying 6 right now in the bottom, staying 6. 7-10. 5-12 Rob. 4-13 Pichu, who beat the 4-13 Fox. 3-14 Ken, who beat the 3-14 Rosalina and Luma. 14 losses for those two at the bottom. Does clinch that bottom 6. So they're definitely staying. Ganondorf, the only one so far clinching top 8 here. Just him. That's someone at least. But yeah, still a lot of chances for a lot of people here. Rob probably out of 5-12, but not actually officially yet. Those bottom 4-13s are out of the playoff picture. They can't make it in. Ken and Rosalina out and definitely in the bottom 6. Set 19, we've got Palutena taking on Snake. Captain Falcon versus Lucas, Rosalina and Luma taking on Falco, Pichu versus Wario, Ganondorf against Ken, Rob versus Fox, Pacman versus Banjo and Kazooie, Inkling against Roy, Cloud taking on Meta Knight, and finally Steve versus Sora. Could be a great one, number 2 versus number 4. Ness on a bye at 9-9, right in the middle. Probably decent, but we'll see. We'll see where he ends up after this. Let's get into it. All right, and here's Palutena right now, right off the bat. Sorry for the square there, the black square there. It's for our stream time Pokemon video game streams. Come check them out. Ask Me Anything style, long form. Just hang out and play some Pokemon. Palutena 8-10. Still needs that bye after today. After today said she's in the next bye for the blue here. Is that 20? Ness today, Inkling tied with Ness is the last bye. Oddly enough, 2-9. Even more oddly, the 2 9-9s have a bye still. They're tied, and the other one having a bye still is Palutena at 8-10, just a game behind them. So all the 3 that have only 3 left with byes, and they're all like right next to each other in record. So, and in fact, they're all, because of that, where they are all almost tied in record is toward the bottom, and still not, of course, in playoff. Well, haven't clinched them yet, put it that way. They're all in playoff contention, of course, but none of them have clinched. They're all toward the bottom, obviously, in that case, because we already have 7 of 13 spots in the playoffs, for sure. So, yeah, not many left here. Palutena not in yet, as we mentioned. Snake is in at 12-5, though. Already, no doubt. Number 3 at the moment. So if he can remain there, he will get a bye in the first round of playoffs. 2 rounds of divisional, 5 matches in the first round, 3 byes. That'll get us 8 fighters for the second round of division playoffs. It's all going to be in one day, those 2 rounds for every division. Will have their own day like we always do for the regular season here. Snake was eliminated first, but it immediately basically eliminates Palutena there. So, yeah, he's still all right. Crazy that she's keeping it pretty close. She's had some close ones, though, so don't get me wrong. And again, she is, if she wins today, and either Falco or Pacman lose, that she will be in playoff in the playoff picture. Going into her bye. Not bad. Not a bad place to be. So yeah, she's got that bye, and then after that, she's her last match is going to be against Falco. So could be kind of important. Falco 8 and 9 at the moment. Right now, she still has that lead, and Snake just jumped straight off the stage and not going to make it back. Had a shot, I thought, to make it back. He's got a good recovery, but he doesn't. And Palutena, I don't even, she's just like watching him do it, and she's just like, okay, well, all right, bye. So she's at, 104, knockout, super snake, super sized snake. And that's it. Okay, back to normal again, back to even again with one stock each now. Snake still still a fine chance here. Not a huge deal. And all those explosives, not good for Palutena, bringing it back to even for him. Money hood. Give him an advantage. So doesn't get the real advantage of the super mushroom off the side there. Oh, but he doesn't need it. Down goes Palutena. Can't handle that last stock bout. Snake kicked it up a notch. That'll do it. Red camo snake. And another one up for him, 13 and 5. And so he's definitely going to be there. He's, again, the 12 and 5 out of the three of them, now 13 and 5. He's the one, though, that beat the other 12 and 5, so he is certainly, right now, definitely in third place. And not much left to go, right? Not much left to go. All he's got to do at this point is beat Inkling. And he's also got, lastly, Rob. So that's quite easy. Inkling not as easy. But Snake doing just incredible. We remember he was 2 and 18 in our promo season last season in the green. 2 and 18. He is right now. Well, what, 13 and 5. What? That is just a complete turnaround. Insane. Of course, another important one to follow this. Lucas is 7 and 10. Palutena now 8 and 11. Gives Lucas a decent shot here. And Lucas, yes, with a win and some losses and some tie-breaking wins for him, could find himself back in the playoff picture, which is where he was there last set. He dropped the whole way. Well, he dropped 2 spots. I guess that's not super far. He was the last playoff spot, number 13. He's 15 now. Passed up by both Pacman and Palutena. Captain Falcon, though, he was second last season to Ness, in fact, who was 15 and 5. Captain Falcon ended up 14 and 6. Yeah. Oh, he did not. He was 13 and 7. Okay, yeah. There's a lot of 13 and 7s. He was one of them. He was at the top most of the season. Ness took it from him toward the end. But either way, he was one of the finalists in the playoffs against King DDD. So really, if we're going to take postseason into account, he was one of the top 2. So, in the entire league, that is. Right now, he's doing okay. 11 and 6. He's in the playoffs for sure. Can do it again. He's got a chance. He's done what he needed to. But really, yeah, he's not certainly not in the top 8 for sure yet. He is number 7 right now. He's got a bit of he's got some breathing room, but really not much. With the 2 10 and 7s just behind him. Gets knocked out first, that is, and then knocks out the poison Lucas at like 140%. So not very difficult there. Ties it up again. 2 stock each. Great way to start here. 2 really close matchups. And of course, so many meaningful ones. Even the ones that are, even though they're like a big record deficit or record difference. Lucas, if he wants to get in, he's got Pichu next. And then his last match is against Pacman, which is, well, Pichu's going to be pretty easy. Hopefully going to be easy for him. And then Pacman's going to be a super important one. Again, he's taking on then an 8 and 9, somebody right above him, just like Palutena has the 8 and 9 Pacman to finish things. I'm sorry, Falco, which is still, again, 8 and 9. Yeah, same thing. We got Lucas again getting the first knockout. Now we got a poison Captain Falcon, though, afterward. So Luke is able to build his lead a little farther, and also he's only at 81% on that second stock. Got a little bit left in the tank, I think, here on number 2. And he's already got Captain Falcon at 75% in the Super Mushroom right now for him. Poison again, Captain Falcon. Oh man, Luke is looking for a huge upset here. And also, by the way, Lucas ended 13 and 7 himself. And he also ended up in the top 4 last season. So he was actually, so he was quite good himself, even though he's been hovering down there out of playoffs, or barely in playoffs pretty much his entire season. He's actually quite good. He picked up some upsets, obviously, to get to that top 4 finish. But, I mean, still, he lost to DDD in the semifinal. Still incredible, and that's why, you know, maybe it's not as crazy of an upset. We've seen Lucas do, we've seen Ness do well. We know they can do it. Sometimes a lot of the knockouts we've seen is when they're small and they try to do that. Even sometimes when they're big, when they have a mushroom and they try to do the PK Thunder Rocket back to the stage, which is their only recovery really. They have like an extra. Their jump is a little more jumpy, and oh man, that is a very big Captain Falcon. And he just gave Lucas a Captain Falcon knee, and down goes Lucas. Oh man, so close to a huge upset. He had a great chance there. He's going to drop to 7-11. He's going to still have a very, very tiny chance to get in here. He's going to have, again, 2 more winnable ones than this. This is the one. If he's going to lose one, this is the one. Right, he can still make 9 and 11, and that could be enough. Still not certain though, because we've got some. It's very possible that 10 and 10 is going to do it, and it may not even 10 and 10s might not all get in this division. So it's possible Lucas is out. We'll just have to see how everybody else does here. Captain Falcon has Pacman next himself, and then Captain Falcon finally finishes with Cloud. That'll be, again, we already talked about that set 21 between those two who are tied right now. Going to be amazing. It looks like Captain Falcon is going to have a good shot of just continuing to climb up. Maybe neither of them will have to worry about dropping out of the top 8 in that match. It'll just be a good one for placing in the playoffs. Rosalina staying 6 for sure in the bottom there. 3 and 14. Not going anywhere. Certainly not the playoffs. She's got that Falco at 8 and 9. He's in right now. He's there's 2 8 and 9s, and they're both in. They can make it a 9 and 9 needed. Falco here, Pacman later in a tougher one against Banjo. But Falco, yeah, he should be fine here, right? Right? Rosalina has actually had some not horrible. Okay, I guess maybe they weren't the best. She beat Fox. It's the only one I can see here, so maybe nobody that great, I suppose. But, however, Falco just eliminated pretty quickly there, and this is very interesting because Falco was at several different times this season, even recently, he was in the bottom 6. Which is the ones that are staying. And so Rosalina, she could drop him down there and still got so many left. Rob somehow at 5 and 12 still has a chance, barely. But we have those 7 and 10s that are now 1, 7 and 11 Lucas. Wario though, Wario's been falling fast. He's somebody that we could maybe see take his place back. If we look back in the earlier season, he would have been one of the mainstays for the playoff contention. Until continuing to lose and lose and lose, and now he's actually in that staying 6th in the bottom, surprisingly. But he has a chance. Falco, I mean Rosalina, that is, trying to help him. the defeat over Falco. Lucas losing, Palutena losing, Falco potentially losing. That is all massive there. Pacman and Wario, the other ones up there left, really. And if all of those would lose, Rob would have, that would be incredible for Rob. Just one of them winning would be pretty terrible, though. He's still in it as long as Pacman and Falco don't both win at this point, though. And Rosalina still with the, oh, nice 125 knockout on Falco with a bigger lead now, 61 on her, and Falco, though, with the Super Mushroom 77 knockout. In return, he says, nope, no lead. No lead for you. And another Super Mushroom for Falco. Can he turn this around? He's taken 61% already. Rosalina. What? Hits him. He falls off, like, off of the stage, just sideways, and then just drops like a rock. Seen that happen several times recently. That's weird, but hey. Falco loses 8 and 10 now. Yikes. That's the playoffs right now. That's what you need to get in. No matter what, it's going to be 8 and 10. Pacman could make sure that there's 2 spots at 8 and 10 that get you in. That's crazy. Inkling has yet to go. Even Inkling could go 9 and 10. Ness is going to stay 9 and 9, of course. Inkling could go 9 and 10 today and only have 1 match to play still, but still then have a shot at going 9 and 11. And again, letting a lot of these fighters have a great shot still. Lucas, Wario hasn't gone yet. Wario could be looking great the way things are going right now. Incredible. Another one loses, and this one was an upset this time. Rosalina, it doesn't matter who she has left, but it is Meta Knight and Banjo, so 2 tougher ones, maybe on the other side, 2 easy ones for those guys. Falco, if he wants to finish things, he's got Ness next, and that is going to be very interesting. Ness is going to be a match above him now, as he drops to 8 and 10. Ness is going to be 9 and 9 still. Falco 8 and 10. That is going to be incredibly close and important old school blue division matchup. And then Falco will finish with, he still has a chance. He will finish with Palutena, and that is crazy. That's crazy. Palutena losing. If Falco loses next set, which is very possible, they will be the same record going into that last set and that last fight. Wow, that's just awesome. Not exactly, I guess, amazing for Falco, of course. Just for us and Palutena. Pichu and Wario. Pichu here, out as well, just barely. 4 and 13 right now. Just barely out though, but yeah, you do need 8 to get in. 8 wins for sure. Pichu can only get 7. And just briefly, Lucas coming up next for Pichu, and then Sora after that. A chance to be annoying against Lucas. Chance to maybe even, I don't know about Sora, could hurt his chances somehow with a win, maybe of the top 3. Definitely could with the top 3. I don't know if, of course, Pichu has any shot at winning that one. Maybe. Never know. Just never know. And of course, yes, here's Wario. Talked about him several times already. 7 and 10, dropping far. But with a win here, especially the way things are going, actually with a win here, a great chance he's now tied. With a win, he would tie up with Falco. Maybe Pacman, if Pacman loses as well. He'd go over top of Palutena and Lucas for sure with a win already. That would put him right in the, at the very least, 14th. And if he can win the tiebreaker over Falco, if he did already win the tiebreaker over Falco or Pacman, if Pacman loses, then Wario would be back in that one of those spots. No, it looks like maybe Pacman defeated Wario already. Just looking at what we have tie-wise earlier on. Falco harder to say, because Falco and he kind of switched spots pretty quickly here. Never actually were tied. Oh wait, yeah, they were. Falco, in fact, may have... Oh wait, no, you know what? I think Wario did have the win over Falco. That's the only one in that 4-way tie we had a couple of sets ago. It's the only one he had won against those other three. It wasn't enough to give him anything except the bottom of the four-way tie. But it was the win over Falco, so that could actually come back to be incredibly important here in a moment. And he's got Pichu down to his last stock already, so looking really, really good for Wario. 73. Super Mushroom, though, now on his second stock. 55 on Pichu's last. Very, very fast match here. Wow. It can be great for Wario if he can go to 8 and 10. Pichu is done either way, so really just kind of having fun at this point, I guess. Whatever fun you can have when you know you're done. Knockout again. That's really just can I knock anybody else out of playoffs or something? I don't know. I guess I'll try to do that, which is possible with all of his matches. Pretty much, except Sora. Wario and Lucas both. And maybe something else with Sora, top 3. Sora's probably good for the top 8, so really only top 3 that Sora can't make as far as any other kind of accolade. Wario, yes, easy win there for him. Wow. Pichu's put on much better performances than that. That's a sub 3-minute match. Pretty quick, but we've had much quicker, of course. Pichu then, yeah, 4 and 14. Wario 8 and 10. That is a good enough spot to be for now. 8 and 11, I don't know. That's a little iffy. But 8 and 10, I mean, I'm sorry, 8 and 9 and 11 to finish things might be a little iffy. But yeah, we shall see. Wario, he has Sora next, so that's not going to be any easier than very easy at all. It's not going to be easy for a finish there, but he has Ken last. And that could maybe be all he needs the way things are going here. Everyone losing except for him so far around that bottom of the playoff picture, so he actually could afford one more loss perhaps. Not against Ken though. But Ken getting some ridiculous win would not be completely out of the question. He beat Ness not long ago. That was pretty crazy. It's probably the only one really that he had that was crazy, but still, it is. Beat Rob as well to, you know, I'll maybe drag him out of playoff contention. Right now, Rob again still good. Rob can still go 8 and 12. 8 and 12 will do it. No matter what, in fact, because, yeah, as long as he's got some matchups going his way, and all is said and done, that's about it. Ken already knocked out one, speaking of Ken. Ganondorf here. Taking him out already. 67 to 40 on Ken's second. Already. Again, already. 67 to 64, he's already tied up in percent. Oh, but the Poison Mushroom is going to allow Ken to tie up the stock. What, 2 to 2? 74% on him. Ganondorf, maybe not very happy about that. 14 and 3. Moved. 11 and 9. Moved from the green with Wario at 11 and 9 as well last season. And just completely dominating here in the blue now. Oh man, another Poison Mushroom backflip kick from Ganondorf. Ken's out again. Ganondorf jumping off Ken's head, almost eliminating him off the ledge again for the last time. Ken's got him to 103 on 118 on that second stock of Ganondorf. It'll be all right for now. And not a whole lot here. We do actually have a match that I said is worse than this. I guess maybe it's just because Ganondorf is Ganondorf. I don't know, but and maybe because Rob is already done, but he's not actually done. The way things ended up, he's not actually going to be done today. But next is going to be Rob versus Fox, another that's already eliminated. So figured maybe this one would be a little more important because Ganondorf is still in something. But yeah, so is Rob. So the next one's not going to be so bad either. Ganondorf, easy win. There's a 206 match. Whew, man. Almost a sub 2 minute. That's it. That would be insane. Ganondorf easily moving to 15 and 3. And in fact, he will not clinch anything else yet. He's already definitely in the top 8. So we're going to see him here. He's going to remain in his new blue division. this is his division for sure. At this point, it's looking that way. We'll see if anyone has a chance of catching him. It's looking like they might not. Snake did win, so he's definitely we definitely got another 13 win to his 15 with 2 matches left. So we still got one. Both, that is, Snake and Steve, who's already there, that can take that first place spot. And we'll just have to see if anybody else can pick up a win. Sora or Banjo picking up a win will not allow Ganondorf yet to clinch that last spot. But who does Ganondorf have left, you may ask? He's got Fox, and then finally Roy. So Roy's actually a little tougher, but Fox is one of the worst, and so that should be another win for Ganon, and he should easily clinch that top 3, maybe even the number 1 spot soon here. And that's that. Ken, doesn't really matter what he's doing. He's 3-15 though. He has Steve next, and then he's got Wario. And I'm sorry, I should rephrase. Rob will not fall out of playoff contention if he can win today, no matter what. But if he loses, he's going to be done for good. 13 losses will do it no matter what. He's 5-12. But if he wins, then no matter what Pacman does, it's still going to be okay for him, because Falco lost and Palutena lost, leaving at least one spot. Will be only 8 wins, so 1, 8, and 12 potentially can still make it in after today. But again, could have 2 of those. Fox is done. Fox is 4-13 with Pichu there. Losing to Inkling did it. Actually, Pichu losing to Captain Falcon, I believe, is what ended it for Fox. Fox, in fact, he beat Inkling last set. Didn't matter anymore, though. No, you know what? No, that's not what it is. It was something close, but it was, what was it? Somebody lost to somebody. Who knows? Who knows? Go back and watch the last blue set. It was a while ago. Rob getting the tie knockout here on Fox. And so, yeah, obviously, it's massively important. This is probably a lot more important than the Ganondorf match, because he does still have a shot, but he does need to win to remain in it. Rob, of course, who was 12-8 in the blue last season. These are both from the blue last season. In fact, Fox was 10-10. He did decently well. Wouldn't know it from this season, though. And last season was just the promo. Not everybody was in it, so, you know, we can't really take too much from that, I guess. A little bit maybe, but not a whole lot. These guys, though, in their head-to-heads last season, because there was 2 of them last season for everybody in every division, Fox defeated Rob the first time around, and also the second time. So Rob, I don't know, down 2 in the head-to-head with him in the lifetime of the league. Certainly wants to pick up a win here to not, well, yeah, stay in and just not look completely horrible. You don't want to lose to Fox, for one. You don't want to lose to Fox to lose your playoff chances even more. So Fox is definitely out. He was there last season. He's definitely out now this season. Didn't win last season. Neither did Rob. Did he? I don't think he did. No, he did beat Ganondorf. That's right. That's right. We talked about that. Rob defeating Ganondorf and Falco defeating Wario. And now Ganondorf and Wario in this division. Of course, both Ganondorf and Wario got their revenge, respectively. Ganondorf defeating Rob and Wario defeating Falco. Didn't really help Wario at all so far, but yeah, again, because of that, Wario did beat Falco. So remember that one and put him above that because he won. Rob on his last stock, both on their last stock. 82, 91 on Rob here, 32 on Fox. Looks like he's maybe gonna take 3 wins over Rob. Crazy, 3-0, and he has no chance of anything. Neither does Rob now, other than, you know, maybe getting into moving middle and getting away from Fox. Keep dragging me down, man. Fox almost eliminated out of the blue last season because he was just very close. But then Falco defeated the Ice Climbers, which put Fox into the staying part of the division. And here he is, taking down Rob again. Crazy. Rob's going to drop out of playoff contention, 5-13. Fox is going to go up to 5-13. Pass him up, maybe. Depends on Pichu, because Pichu's... Oh, never mind. Pichu's 4-14 now, huh? So, yeah, it doesn't matter on that. Fox is going to move up 2 spots. Whoa. He's not out of the moving... on the staying 6 yet, by the way. So he does have a chance still of getting into the moving middle. Getting out of the blue. Himself, Rob and him, still have a shot, of course, being tied right now. Interesting, interesting. Fox is going to finish with Ganondorf and then Steve, so that's both of those really difficult. Number 1 and 2, in fact. Still got to fight those two, and you're already doing terrible. That's not great. Rob has Roy next, and then finishes off with Snake, so he's also got 2 tough ones. Not as tough, but still very difficult. Of course, none of those mattering now as we move into our best 4 matches. Pacman. All of a sudden, we're at the top of Pacman's 8 and 9. He's in the middle, but again, here he is. That 8 and 9 Pacman. We've been talking about him all day so far. Banjo, 12 and 5. He's in the playoffs already. He's got a decent shot, quite a decent shot of making the top 8, staying here as well. In the blue. He's got Cloud next, though, so that's not exactly a gimme. The next one after that, though, his last match is against Rosalina. That is kind of a gimme. We'll see if he can actually get the gimme, though. Off to a really nice start against Pacman. He's pulled a Poison Mushroom. That could give Pacman a chance here, except there you go, getting back to the stage. 120 on Pacman. Banjo back to normal size, getting over the Poison Mushroom while Pacman struggled to get back to the ledge. 131 to 49. Banjo in a great spot already here. So the toss, not going to do it. Not quite. Tries to disrupt Pacman coming back, but he can't quite do it. 152 on Pacman, 66 only on Banjo though. Pacman charging up that projectile with all his stuff. Whoa, Fire Item comes down, bringing Banjo into the red percent, 86. 163 though on Pacman. Banjo struggling to get him off the stage. Oh boy. Super size Pacman. Can he get the first knockout here? That big percent on him doesn't matter as much as Banjo's now at 129. 138. Wow. Poison Pacman. Oh man, wow. Yep. That's a launch. 145 on Banjo, getting the first knockout on Poison Pacman. Tiny Fire Hydrant comes in, Pacman poisoned again. Now Banjo racking that lead back up. Not much at the moment, but hey, it's something. 37 on Pacman's second. And he'll say that's enough. Ties it back up to stock each. Again, great shot for him to move up in the ranks just for the win here. Almost securing a playoff spot for himself. Nearly, but not quite. I don't even know what that was supposed to be. If he was maybe going for an attack and he just totally whiffed it, and that was the end of him. But Pacman loses another stock there. Yeah, just gave himself a really bad chance of winning this. And Banjo, massive lead now. Entire stock, 45 to 43. He's actually got the percent favor now as well. Pacman catches a grenade and then, I guess it didn't actually do much damage, but he did hold it until it blew up. Oh, Super Mushroom onto Banjo. That could have been either of them. I think Pacman even attacked him there. And Banjo ended up getting it though. 82-61. 82 on Pacman's last, 61 on Banjo's second. And another Poison Mushroom just falls gently onto Banjo's head. And then Banjo not so gently swings Kazooie downward, striking Pacman and launching him off the stage. And that's that. 13 and 5 Banjo. And that could actually clinch the top 8 there today at 13. Just maybe. Just maybe. We'll see. Great though for him. Pacman, yeah, he's just going to be another one going down. Just another one going down. That's insane. So a lot of potential there then in that top. Falco goes down. Pacman goes down. Palutena goes down. Lucas goes down. Wario goes up. All of a sudden, Wario with a shot again. We'll see where he ends up though. We still got 3 great matches left though. It's Inkling, and it's Roy. Inkling 9-9. Has yet to have a bye with Palutena there. Dropping one won't tie Palutena, who already lost as well. Ness will be untied with them today, either way, because he's on his bye 9-9 right now. Stay there. That does, however, give Inkling a chance to go ahead of him. That was a great chance. Maybe not exactly. As he goes flying off the stage, outward over the rainbow. 49 only on Roy's burst. 10 and 7. Defeated by the 10 and 7 Meta Knight, making him number 9 right now. And out of the top 8. Staying 8. Inkling with a nice return knockout there. Pretty cool Inkling skin. Dark blue and maybe black ink. It's like very dark blue ink, I guess. First time seeing this skin here. We're doing random ones. We're doing random ones today, or this set, random ones next set, and then I think we'll go back to the original skins, primary skins for their set 21s here. We're moving into the playoffs. Who knows what we'll do for that? Probably primaries. Maybe we'll do primaries and secondaries back and forth. So all the different fighters can rep their divisions through the playoffs. Why not? Maybe we'll do maybe OG skins for one of the division days. Who knows? Anyway, 78-22, 2-stock bout goes on. And Roy with a decent lead still. Inkling has, still has a decent shot as well. Just needs a few hits. Bring it back to even. One there, 96-45. Would give themselves a ton of life in the playoffs with just a win here. Last bye of the set of the division goes to Inkling, so they only have one left. Next set, it's against Snake, so it doesn't get easier than this, that's for sure. Super Mushroom, wait a second, 119-71 on Roy. Super Mushroom Inkling does not get the knockout while he's big. Another Super Mushroom though, and Roy goes and snags it. Inkling jumps away from it. Roy gets it. 119 on Inkling. Launched. Oof. 97 on Roy now. 104. Inkling coming back with a vengeance, but Roy coming back with another Super Mushroom. He's knocked into the ground, rolled over by the paint roller twice. Doesn't matter. Still okay. 128 though. 138 on him. Inkling gets a Super Mushroom. Can he tie it back up? With a win here, he would go 10-9 and make Roy 10-8. It'd basically be the same record, right? Roy has, of course, 2 matches left. He's got Rob. We already talked about that. But then he's got, and that's not as tough. Then he's got Ganondorf, though. So it's very possible if Inkling can somehow defeat Snake, win this, and defeat Snake. Very possible. Could pass up Roy. Could take even a top 8 spot again. Inkling was up there earlier. Made a nice run into that top 8 and then has struggled recently. Just up there around set, right in around the middle, set 11, 12, 13, and then dropped out of there. That's too bad. A lot of percent on Roy there. Inkling not doing too bad on that last stock until they fall off the stage. And that'll be that. Not out of it, of course, not out of really anything yet, except maybe the top 8 for Inkling there. dropping to 9 and 10. Ness will take one spot over the Inkling then, because of them not being tied anymore, of course. And Inkling will still be okay though, especially because everybody below them lost, other than Wario, who's way below them. So Inkling 9 and 10, Wario 8 and 10 is gonna be maybe the next spot. The ones that come after Inkling, of course, are 8 and 10, and that is going to be the last ones getting into the playoffs at the moment, and not all of them are going to make it. One won't make it out of Falco, Pacman, and Wario, but still, Inkling will have a little bit of a cushion there. Might, and who knows though, with a really tough one left, who knows. And at the beginning of the season, I never would have thought this would be such an awesome match, but Meta Knight coming 3-17 from the green division last season in the promo season. He is now, there's few from the promo season who have come back to do better this season with more fighters. But Pacman or Meta Knight is one of them, 10-7 right now. He was 3-17, guys. He's now 10-7. Almost as good as Snake, who was 2-18 and is now 12-5 in the same blue division here. And he's now, he's up against Cloud. He looked like he was taking it to him, but it's actually tied up back and forth. It's just a heated match. Always love the sword fighter matches. They always seem like they're very fast paced. Wow, Cloud is going for it all there. Super Mushroom in hand as well. That might have helped get that a little quicker. But Cloud now up 65%, one stock down on Meta Knight, 31 on him already. And 10-7 Meta Knight with Roy, who just won, could be looking great for the top 8 here. If he could, if he sees Meta Knight go down, he's in. But Cloud 11-6, he's not that far off, right? A loss here, 11-7. Meta Knight goes 11-7, and all of a sudden, Meta Knight might be better than you, which isn't as bad this season, I suppose. Maybe, I don't know, maybe he just had some bad Pokeball matches. Again, there's a lot more chance involved last season. Still some chance involved with the mushrooms this season. And it doesn't seem like it's going Meta Knight's way this time at all, as Cloud gets another Super Mushroom and eliminates Meta Knight again. I didn't think that it would be nearly flawless for Cloud. I don't think it's going to be. He has the limit bar filled, though. Going to do some damage. That's about it. Because Meta Knight didn't have any done to him yet on that last stock. 30-45 on that, though. Super Mushrooms letting him stay a bit, and also get the knockout finally on Cloud. No flawless for Cloud, but it's looking like it's pretty much done. 76 on Meta Knight's last. Cloud, Poison Mushroom, nothing on his second right now. Meta Knight gets the Super Mushroom though. Wait a second. Got a lot of work to do, but oh, he gets the 41% knockout with the huge size advantage. Big Mushroom to Little Mushroom. 41% knockout on Cloud. That was massive. Oh, Poison Mushroom, and that's it. GG with about 80 or so percent. That's all Cloud needed. Get that Poison Mushroom and let me finish you off. And that's that. Yeah, Cloud is he's gonna move up to 12-6, back into a decent spot. He just lost to Sora. Was that 2 sets ago? I guess. No, he lost to Falco. That was a crazy one. And I guess maybe Sora recently. I feel like that just happened. Oh, he was on a bye, and before the bye, he beat Snake, and before he beat Snake, he lost to Roy as well. He lost a few recently, I guess. There, man. But anyway, yeah, he's back to 12-6 though. It's not so bad. Could get himself in. He and Captain Falcon both going up. They have that last match against each other. And before that, though, Cloud has got Banjo. So 2 tough ones for him. Banjo and then Captain Falcon. Meta Knight, on the other hand, he's got Rosalina and then Ness. That might be a very important one in Ness. But Rosalina, a nice way to go into that one. Maybe another extra win. He'll need it. 10-8 now. Might need it, I should say. 10, and he might already been with 10 wins. We'll see. See when it all comes down to it. Only 232 match because they went at each other in the beginning there, so it was pretty quick. Yeah, it's good for Cloud. Not going to secure the top 8 just yet, but he's already in the playoffs. He's good for that. And here he comes. It's number 2 versus number 4. Steve at 13 and 4, Sora 12 and 5. He actually has a chance to break into the top 3. Could do it with this win. Have to check some other tiebreakers because Snake already won. He's good. He would also move up to that 13 and 5 along with Sora and also Steve and Banjo for that matter. It would be below them as Sora immediately eliminates Steve before he's even at 30%. That's crazy. Zombie Steve is now like, oh, gotta get materials. Oh, I'm down, I'm below, I'm behind. I'm up, I'm down, I'm left, I'm right. Blocking Sora's attacks, I guess. He's only at 22 right now, so still actually pretty low. But he hasn't done much to Sora at all. 46 on Sora. So, of course, our last match, obviously, number 2 and 4. Can't get much better than this. Of course, yeah, number 1 already winning today, number 3 winning today, number 5 winning today. But either 2 or 4 has to lose. Ooh, man. Almost digging Sora out of here, but no. 74 only on him. Not going to do it quite. But a super mushroom for Zombie Steve. Nope, not enough. 62 on his second stock already. Sora, I don't even know what he's doing. Maybe he doesn't understand what Zombie Steve is doing or something. Oh, man. I don't know, maybe the Blizzaga there, freezing Zombie, could have kept him on the stage. We got a TNT block, Sora, right there next to you. Yep, that thing. It looked like Steve took some damage from that too, though. So he's at 94, still a nice lead for Sora. This is yeah. Oh man, Sora, I don't know about your decisions here. Keep blowing up those TNT blocks on you, on yourself. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe the AI just doesn't understand how the TNT blocks work. I don't know. It's too bad for them. 119. Maybe that's why Steve does so well. 119 on him. 46 on Sora. He doesn't... Yeah, he's got quite the lead. And another poison mushroom for Steve. If Sora can land one decent enough shot, it wouldn't take a whole lot. Firaga misses. Thundogger doesn't even go get close. Looked like it was a little short there for some reason. Yeah, maybe you have to keep holding it in to make it continue. I don't know. Oh, there it is. That's what it takes. Back off, he says. And off Zombie backs. So he's now down to 1 stock. 68 on Sora's second. And yeah, this could be an incredibly huge victory for him. Of course, you know, Steve wasn't always up there. He has been up there for quite a while now in the second half of the season, but he did make a bit of a run, not a huge run for himself, but he started off like a little slow. So Sora was one we did see at the very top for quite a while. He's been up and down from there, but he's mostly always been in the, not always, but he's mostly always been in the top 8. He actually, what was that, set 10 actually, he dropped out. But he righted the ship after that, and now here he is about to potentially take a small upset, but an upset nonetheless, on number 2. And that's a good one to have. Absolutely. Going into a tie for that second place then, if he gets it here. Even more importantly, big tie. Big tie, one guy he's beaten, one he's lost to, and another one here he can beat. That would be great for him. Going in 2-1 in a 4-way tie. But Zombie Steve, Super Zombie Steve, gets the Magma Block knockout. And could come back here, 80% on him. Poison Mushroom on Sora, 0 right now, but that doesn't mean a whole lot if Zombie Steve, he misses the Super Mushroom. Oh no, that was his chance right there. And now, another Poison Mushroom for Sora, as Zombie Steve just continues to gather materials freely. Sora on a little bit of a combo there, but he can't finish it. Steve ends it prematurely. Oh, he knows, he's like, you know what? I know what I can do. I can just lay these TNT blocks down and you'll just knock yourself out. Sora almost does it, actually. 43%, probably all because of himself. Oh, he just dodged the Magma Block, and there it is. Wow. What an attack. What a match for Sora. Steve almost brought it back. That was pretty close. But Sora does it. Man, that was a good one. That was a great way for us to finish here for the blue. And of course, yes. What does that mean for the top? Ganondorf's like, yep, see you guys. Taking an extra victory over everybody now. Another one, because he's at 15 and below him is now 13s, that is. So he's got 2 matches above everyone with only 2 sets left. How about that? That's nice for him. But we got a big tie there now at that 13 spot. In fact, 4 of them tied at number 2. That's the way you want it to happen, isn't it? And of course, because of all the losses and stuff, we have so many still with the potential of getting in the bottom. It's so good. It's going to be so good. Such a good ending. And so all the divisions, and this one's definitely no exception. Wario next for Sora, and then finally Pichu. So yeah, he's got a nice shot here to, I mean, if you can end 14-6, that's a very good record. I don't know if there's if you were 14-6 last season, you had a bye in the first round of playoffs. So that's how good that is. Obviously it's not going to get you there for sure here this season, this time around, but I think it just does reflect how good the record is. But either way, yeah, Steve, the same record, falling to that same record, of course. Ken next for him, so he's got it even easier, really, probably, maybe. Pichu and Steve, or Pichu and Ken, they're kind of tied, I guess. Steve, though, also has Fox, so he's got 2 really easy ones, and that bodes extremely well for him in that top 3, being able to maybe hang on there. Just have to see. Where did everyone end up today? All right, we certainly have a lot of developments happening today. Only 2 sets left, so of course it's to be expected. Snake defeating Palutena, Captain over Lucas, Falco defeating Rosalina, Wario over Pichu, Ganondorf defeating Ken, Fox over Rob, Banjo and Kazooie beating Pacman, Roy defeating Inkling, Cloud over Meta Knight, and Sora defeating Steve at the end there. We've got Ganondorf, of course, still at the top, as we said, 15-3 by himself there. Still did not secure the top 3, which means so far only in all 3 divisions to go, not including the yellow yet. After 19, the only one in those 3, red, green, and blue, who've secured the top 3 is Byleth in the red. And then we got our 4-way tie at 13-5. Snake is now back in that number 2 spot. It was him for a bit before Steve took it, and before that was Captain Falcon, who's still trying to reclaim it down there. But Snake's there now. He beat all Steve, Sora, and Banjo, who are the other 13-5. Sora beat both Steve and Banjo, and Steve beat Banjo. So Banjo's not doing great in those matchups, but that doesn't matter as much. I mean, it really doesn't anymore. As long as you do well enough in the playoffs, it's really just seeding at this point for him, because also those 13 wins, all those 13 wins have now clinched the playoffs and have secured the top 8. We're going to see all of them next season. Snake, Sora, Steve, and Banjo. So that's going to be great. And of course, Ganondorf, 15-3. So yeah, they're all in the playoffs as well. So that's, they don't have a whole lot more they're fighting for, except that top 3 those buy spots. There's going to be 2 of them out of those 4 that can make it in there. Of course, those aren't the only ones that can make it in. 7 losses allows you in right now, which is the whole top 8, and that ends with the 12-6 Cloud and Captain Falcon, as well as the 11-7 Roy, all still having a shot at that top 3. 11 wins up to that point. Also, the top 8 is also secure in the playoffs. It's actually 10 wins to get in the red and the green at the moment. 10 wins securing it, that is. But a 10 doesn't do it here yet. 11 does. Meta Knight then at 10-8, number 9 now. Still, he swapped with Roy, that is. He's now still not in, but still looking okay. 9 losses. Below him, 9-9 Ness still has a shot at the top 8, so that's both just him and Ness with a shot at that. Still, nobody else, actually. So just Meta Knight and Ness fighting for those last top 8 spots between those guys, Cloud, Captain, and Roy. Of course, we have that Cloud and Captain Falcon match. They're still tied, and they're going to be going off set 21 in the last set. Only 1 to go. They could still end up easily the same record for that last one, and could, because of that, even, who knows, be vying for a top 2 spot or just the top 8 spot, the way things are right now. So pretty interesting there. Then we got our 9-10 Inkling, who's on the bye last. So One more to go, and then the bye there. That's why they got the weird record, but they're still doing okay at the moment. Could easily be passed up, though, next set and fall out of playoff contention. Falco, Pacman, and Wario all 8 and 10. And all the 8 and 10s, all those guys actually beat one and lost to one of the others, so they're going to remain tentatively in that position, Falco, Pacman, Wario. Only 2 of those 3 getting into the playoffs, though, at this point, so that those tie-breaking matchups, whatever the extra tiebreaker is, if they do remain tied in a 3-way tie there, going to be all important. Who has the better matchups against pretty much Ganondorf? If someone's beaten Ganondorf and only one of them has, they are automatically the winner of that tiebreaker in the 3-way tie. Again, because each of them has a win against one and a loss against another one, and so they're all 1 and 1 pretty much in that 3-way tie. And then we have that 8 and 11 Palutena, who's still in it, has the bye next, and because of that, who knows, could even end up the same as Inkling. That's how close it all is. It's just insane. Still the 7 and 11 Lucas with a shot at playoffs. He's in the staying 6 at the moment, but he doesn't have to remain there. Got 5 and 13 Fox and Rob now. Fox just beat him to move above him. Pichu's 4 and 14. Ken and Rosalina still 3 and 15. Ken beat her. And all 5 at the bottom there. Everybody that's out of the playoffs are also now staying for sure in the stay in 6. That's all those bottom 5. All the bottom 6 except Lucas. They're all staying for sure. They're all out of playoffs for sure. Lucas the only one who has a chance to get out of there. And then that means who will be, if it's not him, who is the last of the staying 6. It could still be, by the looks of it, it could still be somehow Inkling maybe, but yeah, it could be Inkling, Falco, Pacman, Wario, Palutena, or Lucas. There's still 6 on the brink of staying or going. So it is insane here. And that's that. Next up, we have that final set 19 for the yellow. Isabelle taking on Pikachu, Game & Watch versus Joker, Trainer versus Sonic, Zero Suit Samus versus Robin, Samus versus Wii Fit Trainer, Daisy against Duck Hunt, Richter versus Incineroar, Swordfighter taking on Ike, Sephiroth against Olimar, and finally Ridley versus Min Min. It's going to be a fantastic one there. And then we got Climbers on a bye, 8 and 10. For these guys next, man, we have another great one. We're going to start things off with a match that is actually probably more top 4 worthy, but for reasons, we're going to start with it. So it's Snake, 13 and 5, taking on Inkling at 9 and 10. And we have so many that just need a win. Just need one win. And it might not be easy like Inkling there. Lucas then, 7 and 11, is taking on Pichu, 4 and 14. And then we've got Roy, up at 11 and 7, taking on the 5 and 13 Rob. Pichu and Rob both eliminated already, mind you. And then after that, we have Meta Knight, who's I wanted to go after Roy because we'll see if Roy can win or lose. And then that's going to determine if Roy loses, Meta Knight had a chance to tie back up with him and go over him in the head-to-head there. He's up after that against Rosalina and Luma. So again, she's also eliminated. Then we have Ken, who's also eliminated, taking on Steve, way up at 13 and 5. And finally, well, not finally, of course, but our worst match then is the already eliminated Fox at 5 and 13, taking on number 1, 15 and 3 Ganondorf. And then our best ones, we have Ness, 9 and 9. He's up against the 8 and 10 Falco. And we have Pacman at 8 and 10. And he is up against the 12 and 6 Captain Falcon. And then we've got Sora at 13 and 5, and he is up against the final 8 and 10 Wario. And that is why we have that Snake and Inkling as the number 1 match, because I wanted to keep those 3 8 and 10s right all next to each other. And then finally, we finish things with, of course, an awesome one, 12 and 6 Cloud, 13 and 5 Banjo Kazooie. Cloud looking to get back into the top of things here. Still a decent chance of getting that top 3 finish. A win over Banjo, who's at the bottom of that big 4-way tie at 13 and 5, maybe the easiest one to take down. We'll see. We'll see. Cloud has a great shot at that. And finally then Palutena's on a bye down at that 8 and 11 point. Should still be okay after that bye to make the playoffs, but yeah, it will actually definitely be okay while she's on her bye. But we'll see, because if there are too many people win and go to 9 and 10, then it will depend on matchups, even if she can win and go to 9-11. And in fact, if they do all win and go to 9 and 10 and then win again and go to 10 and 10, well, then she's just going to, she only has one more chance to win and go 9-11. So that's it. That is where things stand. Lucas is in the same boat at 7-11, but he's got to win 2 to have a chance. But we will see what happens. Again, down to the very end here. It's getting great. It's been great. It still somehow just gets better and better, doesn't it? It's always more fun. The more info you get, the more you get through. It always gets better at the end. Hype! Anyway, that's it, guys. Thanks for chilling. Randy here with Nerds Templar. Like and subscribe. Catch everything else we have on the channel for you. Super Smash Bros, Pokemon stuff, Nintendo galore, and you know, maybe a lot more things to come in the future. This is the Super Smash Bros Ultimate AI League. Peace!